use this GoPro, so we'll see how this first video goes. It's pretty peaceful, actually, today, Sunday, late afternoon, as we head into autumn here in Australia. So working down that band, a lot of this does require patience and perseverance. I'm going to hold that spot. Oh, just let out anything that's being held in there. It's a natural thing. If you breathe deep into your belly, into what we call the dantian. The dantian is an area just below your belly button. It's a Chinese medical point. Breathe into there and just let out any energy stored there, anything. Okay, I'll come back to this point. Oh! Okay, I'm just letting that out. It's a natural thing. It's not something I'm just putting on and just breathe into it and I feel I gotta let this go. Oh! This is great, this tool. I'm gotta make sure I don't lose it. Lots of stress going on in the world at the moment. So it's good to get rid of any of the stress that you're picking up. Take this time just to spend that time with yourself and your family. But especially looking after your health. Okay, and getting rid of tension to me is one of the most important aspects of health, as well as eating a whole food, natural diet, having meaning in your life, obviously some spiritual things or meditation. Oh. We'll work here, again coming into that spot. If you do this with all your fingers and thumb, your whole hand will be so easy to work, and you can get rid of chronic tension that you've had for a long time. Wrist problems then will be easy to work. Elbow problems will be easy to work, and shoulder problems will be so easy. So a lot of people are like, why are you focusing so much on the hands? It's because if you do, you might think, oh yeah, it's slow progress at first, but then you make rapid progress. And you can loosen up the entire arm and right up into the neck, the shoulder. Oh. But for massage therapists, guitar players, people that use their hands a lot, it's so important to have loose hands. Australia, we get a lot of flies. All right, let's see now if that's, there we go. Easy to click, click, click. And that finger is now a lot looser. Look at that. Nice. As compared to this one, which is a lot, it doesn't move quite as smooth. Okay. So my plan then is to do each of the fingers, the thumb. That'll loosen up the hand. Then I can kind of come in and do the big muscle stuff with my hands like this, you know, working through. But if I've got the roots of the tension out, this will just come away so easy. All right, but I got to do that with each one. But I'll go and have a look and see if that, oh wow, that finger feels so much better. It's just like nice and soft. This one feels like these two need a lot of work. Yeah, I want to check if this GoPro works. If I'm seeing everything and everything, because I got it on my head. So, all right, part one. Okay, so we'll start with this next finger. Just had a look and it looks pretty good. Again, just learning how to use this GoPro. Definitely got a wider angle than other cameras. So I've worked this finger, coming back and working this finger here. Sounds like a wallaby hopping around. Yeah, nice peaceful Sunday afternoon. Just trying to stay at home as much as possible with the global pandemic. So a great time just to work my fingers. And this one's tighter than the other one. I can feel it just feels quite charged, because you can feel, see how this one moves now well, and that one's, I don't know, I can feel it anyway. Oh, so you take deep breaths when you're working your fingers. Fingers and thumbs and toes are the roots of most of the tension in the body. That's what's taken me a long while to discover. I'm actually going to upload some old videos that I had as a training sort of adjunct to my courses for a long time, done in 2003, and you can see how I was massaging back then. I didn't do a lot of detail. I was using a lot of big muscle stuff. A lot of you, one person in particular, I forgot what his name is, Mike or something, is really wanting to see big muscle stuff. So I'll upload them too, because they're quite interesting. You can see the evolution of Raynor massage over the last 17 years. So yeah, it's certainly do know how to massage big muscles and spent a lot of time doing that. But getting the roots of tension out is what's fascinated me, because with big muscle massage you can easily get to a point where it just doesn't feel like it's letting go, and if you keep working it you can bruise it because it's held. So it's all a question of anchor points. That's what I realized, and then tracing these anchor points down to ones like this, the end of the line right here. And if you get yourself a rock or a stick or something and you practice that, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And then we've got bands coming down all the sides of the fingers that are then going to make up bigger bands. This is another important point, and make sure you don't go too close to the nail, okay? Leave yourself a little bit of room from the base of the nail, and then you can hold that spot. Oh! As I was saying, when I was working the other finger, might be on a different video, but look at that. Do you see that little flickering going on in my hand there? That's like not a controlled thing there. Just past my knuckle there. Just like flickering away. Interesting, hey? So I'm working that. Yeah, you see the little flickers? Just holding that point. It's intense. This is a very tight finger. Yeah, it's right there. Look right there when I'm working over here. Band goes right through that area, so it's like pumping. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's really tight, this band. because so much of that tension there and the energy blockages are anchored. As I was saying, yeah, in ancient China, acupuncture started with using rocks. So this is kind of similar to old style acupuncture. Oh. Our garden's looking really good at the moment. Had a bit of rain after that heavy drought. The lawnmower carked it the other day, and I've taken it in. I reckon it's 3 weeks wait. That's if all the businesses don't shut down for the coronavirus. Otherwise, we'll just have to have a very overgrown garden. So we just follow that band right down. You can see all those little marks. They'll all go away, but I'll do another run over because it's so intense. Oh, so tight in here. Very painful. Oh, again, just letting that energy go. It'll help loosen everything up. I learned a lot from years ago from doing rebirthing, actually, about breathing into emotions and letting them go. So I've only worked one of these bands, but let's just see. Oh, there we go. We got a click. Still tight. Oh, a few mosquitoes starting to come out. Okay, again, coming back to this point here. And then through here. Oh! And just letting that go. So yeah, it'll be interesting just learning how to use this GoPro better. I might get some better close-up stuff. Yeah, it's tight on all sides, this finger. So it's going to get right in here. It's going to then contribute to here. It's going to come up into my shoulder. Oh. Let's try and do this little finger before too many mosquitoes and stuff come out. Even this one's tight. If anybody's really experienced at using a GoPro, give me any advice that you want, because this has only been using. I bought it a while ago and I just had it sitting there, and I'm like, oh yeah. I think Art and I used it for a couple of massages. Oh. I really recommend this for massage therapists because you're just going to get really tight hands massaging people. You want to do a lot of self-care. Oh, I really feel that. It's like a little tendon under there. Oh, better come in here a little bit higher up and see if I can loosen it. Ooh, I'm just going to hold that. When it's charged like that, and you feel it, just hold it sometimes and breathe into it. See, this makes up what I call the bottom little finger band because it comes in through here. Use my thumb. That's going to come all the way up into my armpit. And I'll just do a little bit more, especially on this one that's really tight. I haven't touched my thumb yet. I was working on it the other day. Tomorrow, if I get a chance, next day I'll do one going the other way, which is more difficult because I'm right-handed. My left hand will have to work my right. Oh yeah, that's tight in there. Let's come back in here. It's an intense spot right there. Just let that energy go. Yeah, I was talking a bit about rebirthing. That's pretty interesting. It's also known as integrative breath therapy. It's basically where you use your breath to clear out energy that's trapped in your body and old emotions and things like that. It's very interesting. I incorporate a lot of stuff in what I do. Learned a lot over the last 30 years as a naturopath. Integrative breath therapy, and then anger release, laughter release, letting go of tears, the importance of crying. But all of it's not just done. It's like you feel it. It's like what they call psychosomatic, which means that your emotions or your psyche is also affects your body. So that's sort of what I've been working with a lot. And of course, in Chinese medicine, and shiatsu, which is the traditional Japanese acupressure massage, each meridian is associated with a different emotion. Heart meridians, joy and sadness, and livers, anger. Small intestine can be too much thinking. Spleen is worry. Large intestine can be holding on. Lungs, grief. A lot of people have looked into it. Even Louise Hay, she's got some really interesting stuff about connection between different parts of the body and the mind. Some tiny little fly there. My wife keeps singing that song. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Okay, now I'm going to hold this point. This is such a powerful pressure point, large intestine 4 in acupuncture. Nice. Oh. So now, see, after this, then I could make rapid progress up here, because there's just basically a bunch of bands of tension coming up. I can just figure out where it's tight, just roll over it. And now it's actually going to let go because I've got the anchor points a lot looser. See, that's, you know, what I've discovered, what is so important. Oh, excuse me. You can also burp and everything. That's all just releasing energy. So here I'm holding on this, what I call the inner wristband, which comes from these 3 fingers here. Use different techniques now, just so I get that to let go. Twist the fingers a bit, move it side to side. And that feels really open and able to really just, you know, energy moving, looser. Even you can see the difference, like this feels kind of stiffer and just doesn't have that looseness and vitality. Look at, even try and do it fast, but this one can go real fast and it just feels nice. I can shake it. Shaking's always good too. It just keeps everything moving. And you can see this one, oh, it doesn't feel, this one needs some work. I feel so tight, like in here. And obviously it's my right hand, so it is tighter, but tomorrow, this one, oh, it just feels wonderful. This is what it's all about. I can follow up into my arm as well, into my biceps and triceps, holding here. Ah. Yeah, it's often, you know, good just to take one hand in one treatment, or, yeah, so again, look at the difference. You can just see this one feels like in here, so tight, so tight. This one's nice and a lot softer, yeah, even the fingers, yeah. So anyway, definitely it feels good, and that's the most important thing. This will have to be done tomorrow. I'll film that for you guys as well. See if there's anything interesting in the garden to show you. There you go, right up ahead there. Like this. So you can see what I see. See the wallaby? Always fun walking through spider webs. Usually a few wallabies in our garden. They'll get kind of skittish pretty soon, but thought I'd come and say hello. Put down a bunch of cardboard to stop the rat's tail grass, which is a problem here. I've had to pull it out. You can see some of it in the foreground. Anyway, that's a wallaby. So I love our garden. And some nice flowers coming out actually over here. This is that rat's tail grass. I've spent half my life getting rid of it. Golden grevilleas, these are amazing, and they have a nectar sometimes that if they're wet. No, this one's too dry. When they're wet, you can drink it. It's beautiful. I forget if it's a golden glory grevillea or honey gem grevillea. Anyway, lots more gardening work for me to do. Everything's growing. As I say, this is that grass I don't like. Pull it up. It's a problem in Australia. So yeah, we get lots of wallabies. Lots of fruit going to come on, hopefully. Rosemary, as I say, makes a nice tea. Yeah, I'll do some more garden videos later. If I ever get my lawnmower back.